You know, Steve, I must be an old fart, because I sure don't like how people online instantly jump down other people's throats. They don't always know their situation.
Well, you're in luck, because today's legend has a philosophy right up your alley.
Never met a man I didn't like, highfalutin gent or Bowery bum.
I'm Randy Hodgins.
And I'm Steve McClellan, and those were the classic words of homespun humorist Will Rogers in The Will Rogers Follies, a 1991 Tony Award-winning musical. A Cherokee native born in 1879, Rogers would sometimes joke that his ancestors didn't come over on the Mayflower, they met the boat. He later admitted he was a poor student in school, preferring to practice cowboy rope tricks instead.
Those tricks would earn Will a growing following on the vaudeville circuit. By 1915, he worked his way up to the Ziegfeld Follies, where he combined his rope skills with sly commentary on the news of the day, eventually dropping the rope and keeping the microphone. Will drew the eye of Hollywood, starring in over 24 films between 1918 and 1924. But it was radio that really brought Will to the masses, and during the Great Depression, people would tune in for his comic relief mixed with sharp commentary. This clip from a 1931 broadcast is a good example.
Here we are in a country with more wheat and more corn and more money in the bank and more cotton, more everything in the world. There's not a product that you can name that we haven't got more of it than any country ever had in the face of the earth. And yet we've got people starving. We'll hold the distinction of being the only nation in the history of the world that ever went to the poorhouse in an automobile.
Will was an equal opportunity parodist, though over time his politics shifted toward the Democrats, especially after the Great Depression had impoverished much of the country, and he saw Hoover's response as wholly inadequate. In 1932, Rogers supported Franklin Delano Roosevelt for president, but despite his support, Will couldn't resist throwing a little shade FDR's way.
Here tonight, Governor, you are not allowed to refer to politics. They won't let anyone talk politics in here because this stadium was dedicated to art, sports, and any useful enterprises.
Will was an aviation buff and tragically died in a small plane crash in 1935. But his influence and stature have only grown since then. James Whitmore played Rogers in a well-received long-running one-man show, and he received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1960. Last but not least, in 1935, Congress designated U.S. Highway 66, the legendary Route 66, as the Will Rogers Highway.
You can find out more about Will Rogers and all our comedy legends, including video clips and extended audio cuts, at laughtracksradio.com. Thanks for listening, and until next time, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him. Goodbye, everybody.